Have you ever played one MMO between like 120 and 150 ping without barely noticing anything? But then you'll switch to a different MMO at 80 ping and think, why does this feel so laggy? It's because ping doesn't affect every MMO the same way. Ping is just the time it takes for data to transfer between you and the server. If you have higher ping, there's going to be more delay. But the real difference is not every action is equally dependent on that delay. In server authoritative games, the server actually decides what happens. You press a button, it goes to the server will respond, and then you'll see the result. That round trip is where the latency usually shows up. Games, however, do try to hide it with your client predicting movements and playing animations instantly. Then the server corrects anything that doesn't really match. That's what keeps gameplay feeling responsive. But this is where MMOs start to split, because if you handle things more locally, the higher ping is less noticeable. But if you have to wait for the server to confirm everything, you feel every millisecond. A good example is Final Fantasy XIV because of its structured latency. Most actions validate from the server and are built around the global cooldown. So every action follows a strict rhythm. Press a skill, the server confirms it, the global cooldown locks your next action, and that means even small delays can affect how clean your rotation is. The real issue isn't just did my skill go off, it's did I have enough time to weave this in before the next server tick. At higher ping, you start to feel it in double weaving, fast opener rotation, and tight DPS windows. But the game still works perfectly, your timing just gets less forgiving. But on the other hand, you've got a game like MapleStory that feels more instant. You press the attack and animation plays and enemies react, but the server is still deciding what actually counts. So latency shows up differently, hits not registering cleanly, enemies rubber banding, skills missing in crowded fights, boss mechanics desyncing, completely disconnecting from the game server. Because everything is fast and visual, even small delays become obvious. In MapleStory, ping doesn't affect timing, it affects consistency. So you get two very different problems: timing precision and rotation flow, or hit registration and visual sync. It's the same issue, just a completely different experience. That's why two players can run the same content, but the player with higher ping always feels slightly behind. Inputs arrive later, confirmation takes longer, and that tight window starts to shrink. So when someone says 100 ping is fine, but then someone else says 100 ping is unplayable, in a sense they're both right. They're just not playing the same kind of MMO. Because ping isn't just a number, it's how much the game depends on the server in real time.